That is my number one message for cyber safety. I can sit here and spend another 2 hours talking about all the other dangers, but that's the number one message. Don't ever meet anybody you talk to online unless you know who it is.
The digital era has made communication and information gathering easier than ever, but there's also a dark side to it with potential for trouble, and that can include legal problems that can have a big negative impact for a long time on young lives. Cyberbullying and sending words and photos online via social media, texts, and chat rooms can not only be hurtful, embarrassing, and even dangerous, but can also result in legal charges if lines are crossed, said Detective Sergeant Todd Wilkins of the Vermont State Police at an annual Internet Safety Forum held at the Arlington Memorial High School on Wednesday, April 25th. Sergeant Wilkins, who's also a soccer coach and a school director at Arlington, has given the talk for the past 5 years and cautioned his audience of students about some of the pitfalls of oversharing online.
Because no one really thinks about those things because you're teenagers. We don't think about the crimes that we commit because we think it's innocent. Okay, some of the Vermont laws that govern sexting. We think about sexting and sexting. It's harmless, right? I took a picture of my body, I sent it to my boyfriend, or I sent it to my girlfriend, or a friend. You just committed crimes. Vermont has other laws. So luring, that's also if you're trying to get someone under 16 to send you those pictures. Those are all felonies, by the way. I mean, it's punishable in jail by greater than 2 years. Some of them are 5 years, some of them are 15-year felonies. And then, of course, this is the newest one. You send me the image, and I then take that image and send it on to my buddy without your consent. You just committed a crime.
Cyberbullying and sexting, sending explicit sexual messages or photos to another person, were two of the themes he covered. You may think you can go back and delete some embarrassing or ill-thought-out posts later, but it never really goes away, Wilkins said.
Because in about 30 minutes I can type a search warrant or a subpoena for Snapchat, and I can have all of your deleted images just like that. This is my message to everybody. Once you send that image, it can never, ever, ever be brought back. It's out there forever. It is out there forever. You can delete it 500 times, it's still out there.
And there can also be legal consequences, which many youngsters may not fully understand or be aware of. The idea of holding such forums, which are part of an entire day given over at the school to online awareness, began about 10 years ago in response to trends that were already becoming problematic, said Nikki Josephiak, the head of the technology department at Arlington.
I think that Arlington School District just saw the need for students to have the skills to be safe on the internet. We were seeing trends nationally and a little bit in our school where students were not realizing the consequences that may come about from sharing too much information on the internet. And we take safety very seriously here in Arlington, and we realize that internet safety is now a big part of, a big piece of that safety. You know, one of the things we try to get across to kids is, like Todd said in his presentation years ago, if you were being bullied in school, you got a reprieve when you went home. It was 8 to 3, you went home, and you had from 3 o'clock until you came in the next day to kind of, decompress and get it back together. Now with the internet, it's 24/7, and you'd think it's easy. Why don't kids just disconnect? But they don't. I've read a lot of research about why kids and adults, but we'll focus on kids, are so connected. And the research shows that it's beyond just an addiction or they just have to be with their friends. They are paralyzed at the thought that their friends are not including them, or that they're doing things behind their back, or they're not connected. It caused great anxiety in these students.
Wilkins led 3 forums over the course of the day on being cyber aware for the students, broken down by different grade levels. A 4th forum for parents was held in the evening, led by Detective Ben Barton of the State Police. And you can watch that in its entirety on GNAT, or by going to the station's website at GNAT-TV.org. For the GNAT-TV News Project, I'm Andrew McKeever.